Before I tell you my story, please like this video and subscribe, because maybe this will reach someone who needs hope today. I used to think my life was too broken for God to fix. I used to believe that maybe people like me were meant to suffer quietly, meant to walk through the world unnoticed, carrying pain that no one could see. But everything changed the day I finally opened my heart and spoke to Allah with honesty instead of routine. My journey didn't begin on a holy night or during a powerful lecture. It began in the middle of my darkest moment, on a night when I felt like the world had completely turned its back on me. I sat alone in my small room, surrounded by silence that felt heavier than my own heartbeat. My problems were many: debts, loneliness, failure, guilt, and the feeling that I was disappointing everyone, even myself. That night, I didn't plan to pray. I didn't plan to cry. I didn't even plan to talk to Allah. I simply sat down because I had nowhere else left to go. For months, I had carried pain pretending it didn't exist. For months, I told people I was fine while I was breaking inside. For months, I ignored Allah because I felt unworthy of His help. But the truth is, Allah never ignores us. It is we who turn away. When the weight on my chest became too heavy, I finally whispered the words I had been running from. "Ya Allah, I am tired." That was it, no fancy no long speech, just raw honesty. And something inside me broke gently. Tears began falling, not because I was weak, but because for the first time in so long, I stopped pretending. I let myself feel. I let myself be human. I let myself need Allah. I raised my hands and cried like a child who had kept his pain hidden for too long. I told Allah everything, my regrets, my mistakes, my fears. I admitted how lost I felt. I admitted how ashamed I was. I admitted that I needed Him. And as I poured my heart out, something began to change inside me. Not my life, not yet, but me. Because the moment you sincerely speak to Allah, you start healing from the inside. The moment you surrender your pain, Allah begins to rebuild your heart. The next morning, I woke up with a feeling I hadn't felt in a long time: calmness. My problems were still there, but for the first time, they didn't crush me. There was a quiet strength inside me, a strength I knew didn't come from me, but from the one who heard me when no one else could. That morning, I prayed Fajr with sincerity, not because I wanted something, but because I missed the peace I used to feel in sujud. I kept praying day after day. Slowly my heart softened, the anger faded, the sadness became lighter, the guilt slowly lifted. And then Allah began opening doors. First, a friend I hadn't spoken to in years called me and offered me work. Nothing big at first, but it was enough to help me breathe. Then, one of the debts that had been crushing me was unexpectedly reduced. Then, opportunities started showing up in ways I never imagined. But the biggest change was not the money, not the job, not the opportunities. The biggest change was me. The man who once felt hopeless now felt guided. The man who once felt alone now felt loved by Allah. The man who once gave up now woke up every day with purpose. Allah didn't change my life overnight, but He changed my heart, and that changed everything. Because when Allah softens your heart, your world becomes softer. When Allah strengthens your heart, your struggles lose their power. When Allah enters your life, everything that was heavy becomes light. Today, when I look back at that painful night, I don't see a moment of weakness. I see the moment Allah pulled me back to Him. The moment He reminded me that no one is too broken for His mercy. No one is too lost for His guidance. No one is too sinful for His forgiveness. If you're reading this and your heart feels heavy, if you're tired, if you feel alone, if you think Allah has